My name is Rahul. I'm the marketing manager for HDFC Credila for Mumbai and Pune, and I'll be starting this webinar. Would love to have Balukeshwar sir join in, but due to certain commitments, I think we're not able to get Balukeshwar sir as of now. Also, I'll be having my colleague Pankaj Mali. He's a manager of sales for Pune, and he'll be taking care of all the details which will be explained later in the webinar. I would request you to hold on to your questions until the end of the webinar, and I'll answer your questions one by one after the webinar is over. So we begin with our webinar. See, we'll start with HDFC Credila as just a brief about what HDFC Credila stands for. See, HDFC Credila is a 100% subsidiary of HDFC Limited, and it's been associated and has been associated since 2006. It is one of India's first dedicated education loan company and has already funded Indian students to more than 35 different countries, 2,100 institutes, and 4,000 courses. Over the years, we have disbursed more than 10,000 crores of education loan, and it is the only NBFC which offers tax benefits. Moving ahead. First, what I'd like to explain is what are the nuances that comes under education loan. What are the loans that what are the criteria that you need to consider when you are going for an education loan. First criteria is looking at what sort of loan loan is provided, a secured or unsecured loan. A secured loan is basically a loan with a collateral, that is, say for example, a property or any other of FD or security like gold even is considered as collateral in certain cases. Unsecured loans are the loans which are completely collateral free and are given to you on the same basis as the secured loan, but there is no collateral, no security involved in it. All right, so this is the first factor that you need to consider. Secondly, what you need to consider is the expenses that that can be covered under the education loan, because there are some institutions which only cover the tuition fees. There are some which cover the tuition fees and the accommodation only if the accommodation is on campus. These all information, and there are also other expenses, like for example, you need to purchase electronic equipment or anything like that, or even airline tickets for that matter. Airline tickets, these are also expenses which come under the education loan. Thirdly, what is the time that you can apply for education loan? So now there is a lot of question that when is the right time to apply for the education loan? For when it comes to HDFC Credila, the right time to apply for education loan is right after once you've started, once you have decided. See, once you decided to go for higher education, there are examinations. There are examinations like IELTS, GRE, GMAT, or the other related examination which will go into it. And during that time, you can just go ahead and apply for the education loan, and then at least what it will help you to is that it will help you to have a better idea that what amount of education loan is possible for you. When you're talking about loan, when you're taking the education loan, you also need to be sure that what is the tenure that is the education loan covers. Now in HDFC Credila, we give 10 years, and also it can be extended till 12 years, given if we do customize it according to the candidate's need. And this particular part is most important, because if a loan tenure is comfortable, you are able to repay it at leisure, and can can manage funds accordingly. Then the repayment part. The most important part in repayment is you need to check whether any charges are involved into it. Now there are charges, there are some hidden charges which are involved into repayment of the loan. There'll be some percentage applied, or a standard pay, which is standard charges which are required to be paid by the candidate to repay the loan. Now, in HDFC Kerala, we do not have any charges when it comes to HDFC when it comes to repayment of the loan. Okay, so this is a important part that you need to consider. And one important part that what HDFC Kerala does have is that there is no margin money required. Margin money is basically a small sum of amount. Let's say, for example, you require a loan of 10 lakh rupees. Certain institutes demand 10% or 15% of their 10 lakh rupees to be there, to be shown in advance by the candidate. For example, if the amount, if you total loan requirement is 10 lakh rupees, it is you need to show, you need to have at least 1 lakh rupees with you. For us, we do not have any margin money. We give 100% loan. 100% loan based on the candidate criteria, and also the eligibility of whether it can be termed as secured or unsecured loan. Then comes is the processing time, the most important part. See, when you don't have to run around the bank or any other institutions to financial institutions to procuring the loan. So the processing time is something which is vital, because when it comes to education loan, it is a part of your entire higher education this curriculum. But the most important the most important thing is your studies, and loan, even if it is an essential part, but it should be not a troublesome one. In HDFC Kerala, the total processing time after you give the entire documentation is 7 to 10 working days. And during this time, these times where now we're not able to go outside and get to the branches, we have facilities where we can process the entire this loan online. We can do get you of this documentation. We accept accept online applications. Even when it comes to filling the application forms, be rest assured that if you are finding any difficulties, we have our representatives which will help in getting the form filled. And once the form is filled, application form, it will be sent to you via mail, and will be taken. We'll be taking a mail consent from you whether the application form is filled properly or not, and then only the process, the file will be given ahead for loan processing. The last is off-campus expenses. Now, most education loan institutions do not cover off-campus campus expenses, wherein there is off-campus accommodation. There will be, even as I said, there are things like flight tickets to be covered under it. And also, if you want to buy any electronic equipments or any other gadgets to which will aid your studies. These are also expenses which are covered, which are to be covered under education loan, and we at HDFC Kerala do cover all of these. And this is one of the most important, because when it comes to off-campus expenses, the amount probably it might not seem that high as compared to a tuition fee, but still these come as expenses. And as I said, we are the only NBFC which provide tax exemptions under Section 80E. These all expenses will come under it, and the interest that you serve on the loan will be exempted of the taxes. So you can avail the benefits from there as well. Going ahead, there are some advantages that we have, we at HDFC Kerala have when it comes to education loan. One, especially for students who are studying for who are opting for USA. higher education in USA, you'll get a loan approval from us, that is a loan sanction from us before the I-20 or the admit letter is issued. So you need not worry about you need not worry which when you'll be getting admit letter or anything like that. We'll be giving you loan approval and loan sanction letter, which is will work in which actually will work in all the universities, all the universities and colleges in the USA, and you'll be able to use that sanction letter as a proof of fund. Second is unsecured loan up to 40 lakh rupees. We do provide unsecured loan, and this is completely based on the academics and the co-borrower of financial capability. Now, when I say co-borrower financial capability, co-borrower is basically someone who is you can say as a sponsorer. So in our case, we take co-borrowers as the blood relatives, mother, father, brother, elder brother, or in certain cases sister. In case if there's a problem in if in certain cases if you're not able to take your mother, father, or any of them as a sponsor or a co-borrower, we also consider in that cases we also consider uncles, aunts for as a co-borrower. So that is one particular part which is equal for unsecured or secured loan. But when it comes to unsecured loan, you are eligible for a 40 lakh rupees unsecured loan. The minimum criteria is GRE score of 310 and a good TOEFL score. Usually we prefer anything above 95. So, these are the two most important criteria which we take into consideration when it comes to unsecured loan. And the co-borrower financial capability, even we take multiple co-borrowers as well. So, and the total co-borrower financial capability should be at least 40,000, 30 to 40,000 per month. So that this is done this is done because there is an interest part which is applicable when it comes to loans. You get a 2 plus 1 year of exemption, a moratorium period. Basically, you do not have to pay for the first 3 years. So we get 2 years till your education is completed, and 1 year after that. And during that time, you do not have to pay anything. Only the interest part which is served under it, which is served, has to be considered. Will be considered. Also, there is a provision where you get a partial interest. Where if you're not able to go ahead and pay the interest part during the study period, we have a partial interest where you can pay up to just 5,000 rupees or 3 to 5,000 rupees every month till your education is completed, and you get a job and are capable to proceed with the payments. Thirdly, we have 100% finance. We do not take any margin money. We have 100% finance available. So if the entire cost of education is say around 40, 50, 60 lakh, even in 1 crore, given we have the proper documentations and the collateral required for it, we do up to 100% finance. Doorstep delivery, as of now, right now in the given situation, we are not able to do doorstep delivery. But as I said, that all the documentation process is done online, so your files will be processed, and you'll be getting a sanction letter, the sanction letter on mail, colored this version of a sanction letter, which can be used for academic purposes. Now, one more thing about sanction letter is that see, when we give a sanction letter, is basically a guarantee that the amount that this is the sum of the given sum of amounts around whatever the sum is that he requires is approved from HDFC Kerala, and that doesn't mean that you need to take a loan of the entire amount, you can take a loan as much as you require, and the rest is if you don't want to take rest, it's not a compulsion for it. Okay, so you can take as much amount of loan. Say the total amount of loan required for your education is say around 40 lakh rupees, but you have to take loan. You just require 10 lakh rupees for your the first year. You can just take 10 lakh rupees. We have complete flexibility when it comes to that, and the interest will be charged only on the loan which is when the disbursement that you're taken, not on the total approved amount for the sanction. Also, the sanction letter is valid for 12 months. And even if you have deferred the plan right now and you're going for spring or say next fall, it will be applicable. In case that it is beyond 12 months, we will renew the sanction letter without any extra charges. So you don't have to worry about that. Thirdly, as I said earlier, also we are the only NBFC we provide tax benefit under Section 80E. Then comes is web-enabled billing and servicing. This is after you will be provided once the education loan is disbursed and you've the EMI period and even the interest part has to be provided. Everything will be provided on mail. And in case if you need to contact contact HDFC Credila for any services, you can contact us by calling our toll-free number, or you can contact your sales managers or the relationship managers will be able to help you out at any point of time. Off-campus expenses, also the dedicated relationship and service manager for Cubics, the sales manager that is taking care of the sales manager that is taking care of all the Cubics related application is Pankaj Mali, and Pankaj Mali and his team will be taking care of all the documentation process, everything. In case he'll be also he and his team will be also giving a call to just explain you the details, or help you out in getting the application form done and your loan processing done. Lastly, when it comes to we have complete flexibility on collateral and co-borrower. That is when it comes to secured loan where we require collateral, we require certain documentation part to be included. So for us to get the loan process or loan sanction. Now, it doesn't matter if you're studying in Pune or you're employed in Pune, but your hometown is, say, for example, MP or Gujarat or any other states. We have our branches over there, and we do consider the co-borrower. If your the co-borrower is your father or your elder brother who is not working over here or is based in your hometown or anywhere else, we consider that also. If you're giving a collateral, say for example a residential property or something like that, which is not in your hometown as well, we do consider that, given you have the proper documentation for it. These are the HDFC Credila advantages that we have. I hope I've cleared most of the points. The other parts which also come under it is that the why education loan is much more better than any other loans like a personal loan. You can see that the personal loan will get to a maximum of 20 lakhs, but you won't get the appropriate tax benefits. Loan against property, the total after the valuation, usually it comes to around 60 to 65%. So again, if you are raising the entire property, and again on that you won't be receiving any tax benefits. The disbursement for all these, for personal loan or loan against property, you need to take it in full, and the EMI will be applied on the entire amount. When it comes to education loan from HDFC Credila, you will be getting the loan. You will be getting the sanction of the entire loan, and you can take as much disbursement as you want. Lastly, the repayment options. It is when it comes to personal loan or loan against property, the EMI starts directly. There is no moratorium period for two or the for during the study period and all. But in HDFC Kerala, we do have direct EMI facilities as well, and the only interest facilities. Also, a partial interest, as I said earlier. If it is not possible to pay the interest amount, as also we have a partial interest facility which is available. The total duration of the, as I said earlier as well, the total duration of the loan tenure is 10 years. Is 10 years. It can be extended till 12 years based on the candidate's requirements. These are the loans which are provided by us so for masters, specifically for USA and Canada, up to 40 lakh rupees, and this is unsecured. And for secured, there is no upper limit for it. Also for Germany, we have 15 to 20 lakh rupees of unsecured loan. So 15 to 20 lakh rupees of unsecured loan. Also for other countries like Ireland and so on, we have 15 lakh rupees of unsecured loan based on the candidate's profile. And when it comes to secured loan, there is no upper limit. The collateral, if required, in case if you are not eligible for an unsecured loan, the collateral which can be taken into consideration is flat residential property, commercial property. Any land is something which is always considered. Agricultural land is not considered. And FD and specifically FD with HDFC is considered when it comes to collaterals. Last but not the least, there is also one provision called HDFC Credila One Stop. This is a portal. Regardless if you take a loan from us or not, it can be passed on to anyone who is looking at higher education. You can use these benefits. There are discounts more than 60,000 rupees. You can use these benefits even if you're not taking a loan from us. You can go on to HDFCCredila1stop.com or just onestop.com, and you'll be able to just register over there, and you'll be able to get the benefits which are mentioned, the benefit vouchers which are mentioned over there. There will be certain benefits which cannot be availed right now, like for example airline discounts as of now, which are not available. But as and when these services will commence, we will be able to you will be able to get the available discounts. So as it is mentioned over there, for anywhere, for the even hotel bookings are you get a 20% off, 15% off on international flights when you're booking online from Make My Trip. There are a few more to be added in it. They're not yet mentioned or mentioned. It will be added in a couple of months' time. I hope I've cleared most of your doubts, and if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to ask. The forum is open for any questions. Will be given to candidate as per academics or only country based, or both the criteria. The loan is completely based on what the candidate wants to do, and it is the unsecured loan amount, as I said, will vary from country to the country. As I said, but the unsecured loan amount for Germany is up to 15 lakh rupees, and for USA it is till USA and Canada it is till 40 lakh rupees. So the unsecured part is something which is different, but other than that, everything when it comes to secured loans, the criteria stays the same. You get a for the grace period. The grace period is 2 + 1 years. So you'll get after once you've taken the loan, you'll get a 2 years, 2 + 1 year. That 2 years you're studying for. That if and when you're going for masters, 2 years when you're completing the course, and plus 1 year. During that period, you get you only have to pay the interest part, and if you're not able to pay the interest, you can also exclude it. you can take only the we have a facility of partial interest that you just have to pay around for just 5,000 rupees as a standard as standard interest till your education is completed and till the entire moratorium period is completed. That is 2 + 1 years. What is the range of interest rate for this is asked by Shrikant. The interest rate that we have ranges from 11% to 12.5%. When it comes to secured loan, the interest rate goes down from 11 to 11.75, and for a unsecured loan that is without any collateral, it is on a higher side than the secured loan. What is the minimum amount of FD that can be used as a collateral? Depends on the loan that is required. Say, for example, you need a requirement of, you have a requirement of 10 lakh rupees of loan. You can we usually consider 100% of FD. See, when you're giving the FD as a collateral, the FD is the FD that is with HDFC Bank. It stays with us, and we do not use that particular FD or something, but it is whatever the amount is. Say if you have an FD of 10 lakh rupees, the entire amount of 10 lakh rupees can be considered as a collateral, and that will be the loan. That will also suffice the loan amount. Academic criteria for unsecured loan for Germany is see if GRE score is required. GRE and IELTS is something which is required. Now TOEFL, even if TOEFL is required, even that is done. We require GRE. As I said, for unsecured loan, 300, 310 is an ideal score that we look for unsecured loan. And if GRE is not there, then we consider the IELTS score. But the only part is that the loan will be secured. For unsecured loan, the criteria is usually for us it's 300 plus GRE score. For what if the income source is from agriculture? The property is agricultural land. Sorry, we do not take agricultural land as a collateral because agricultural land, according to RBI, is a source of income and cannot be used as a collateral for loans. Specifically, education loan, it cannot be seen as a collateral. We do not take agricultural loan as a collateral. What are the terms and conditions involved in foreclosure of the loan before the tenure by paying the remaining principal and interest? Yes, there are no additional charges which come under the this for foreclosure of the loan. We can close the loan the very next day after taking the disbursement, and but the only part is that the very next month, that is, you need to pay at least one EMI, and after that you need to pay it. But that is something which is given. It rarely has happened that it has been closed at time, but there are no additional charges involved in when you're paying the education loan. When you are repaying the education loan, and the amount, the total amount which will be left, that is the basic and the principal is considered and will be given you the proper breakup of the entire amount. Taking a secured loan, let's say against a house, how will the property be evaluated? See, we have an evaluation team which will be doing a property evaluation. Right now, it is a bit difficult to get the valuation done, and usually the property is evaluated. See, the valuation of the property is around 1 crore rupees. We'll also minus any loan amount which is already going on. We will subtract the loan amount which is already going on that particular property, and will be taking into the depreciation or the given appreciation as per the prevailing market condition. Then it will be valued. When it comes to valuation, we have a team. We don't have to run around with any other valuation part. We have a team which will take care of the valuation. CIBIL score. Okay, CIBIL score is something which is considered, and we are very strict when it comes to CIBIL score. Also, but there are certain things when unknowingly the CIBIL score is affected by a small non-payment of EMI. That is something which is considered, but we usually we like a CIBIL score of 700 plus. Which the CIBIL 7 plus score is considered as a very good score for us, and if your score is above that, it will be you will be able to we can process the loan forward or process the loan forward for that particular CIBIL score. But again, saying that if there is a issue when it comes to your CIBIL score due to certain certain non-payments of interest or something for 1 month or something like that, or if there can be a possibility that you may have had a credit card and you don't know the charges for it, and the CIBIL score might get affected because of it. But that is something which is considered when it comes to gauging the CIBIL score. But as I said, 700 plus is a CIBIL score which is accepted by us. The tax benefit, see, the tax benefit under Section 80, you'll be able to get the total exemption on the interest part, which is paid on the sum that you've taken. The EMI that is applicable for it. Now, if you want to if you want to gauge what is the tax bracket that you get into it, we have you can go to hdfccreditlaw.com, and we have the tax benefit calculator where you can use it to avail the necessary the benefits. You can see how much benefits can be availed from which slab do you come under, and the benefits that you'll get with the exemptions. We'll push a link for the same with the tax benefit along with the loan calculator. Will be mailed to the candidates, each and every candidate which have attended today, and which have even not which were not able to attend today as well. So we'll be giving the tax calculator and the loan calculator both to all the students on mail. See, as of now, we do not have an unsecured loan product for Austria, but we do have good the loan facilities when it comes under secured loan. So, unfortunately, right now we do not have a unsecured loan facility available for Austria. The minimum, the IELTS band score, will it affect the loan, and what is the minimum loan? IELTS score is completely dependent on what the university, whatever the college or the university that you have opted for. There will be a criteria which is given, which will be given, say for example 6 average. So 6 average will be considered. There's nothing there is nothing standard IELTS score. So, for example, if there's a 6 average score of IELTS, which is a standard requirement of your choice of university or college, but unfortunately, if that you're not meeting that requirement, then it might affect the education loan. Apart from it, we do take the consideration of the universities or the colleges as when it comes to IELTS band and IELTS score. From LIC to home loan. Now this is a particular part. This is a question asked by Sakshi. The loan rejection and the home loan has to be shifted from LIC to HDFC home loan. This I think this is a criteria which has been, I think, given by the credit policy. It'll be better that you speak to our sales manager Pankaj Mali. Will get this thing ironed out. So that there can be a possible solution which we can get out of this. I'm sorry, moratorium period and disbursement. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a question by Mr. Sheikh. I'm sorry for the use of language. Moratorium period is, sir, a period, a leeway period, basically a time which is given, a relaxation time that is given till the education is completed. Say, for example, the total education is for the masters will be for 2 years, and 2 years. The moratorium period is basically a 2 years of relaxation of payment of the entire EMI. Okay, and plus 1 year we give a grace where the student after completion can find a job. The candidate after completion of the education of 2 years can find a job and is in a comfortable position to pay the EMI by himself or herself. So moratorium period is a relaxation period where the entire EMI, the EMI is not charged, only the interest part is charged, or in certain cases only the partial interest. If you're not willing to pay, if you're not able or willing to pay the interest part of the loan taken by you, the partial interest also considered. The disbursement is the amount that you need to when you apply for the education loan, you apply for the entire the total cost of education plus the additional costs which are which will be incurred into it. So say for the total cost of your education is 40 lakh rupees, but disbursement is the amount that you will be requiring. So say you just require 10 lakh rupees, you just the 10 lakh rupees you'll be asking a disbursement from HDFC Kerala, and we will be giving the loan the 10 lakh rupees in your account. The disbursement is depositing or the issuance of loan from our side to you. The question is the sanction letter in principle sanction letter or final sanction letter. There is this requirement that they want the word in principle written on the sanction letter. We had this issue which we had faced earlier. The sanction letter is valid, and if the sanction letter and the verbatim that's to be used on the sanction letter can be changed. Although the basic criteria of the amount, the loan amount, and the criteria of fulfilling what the loan amount, the fulfilling the loan amount, which will be mentioned won't be changed, but these can be changed. You just have to give us a mail from the university or the college asking for this particular details. We'll get these things done. That is not a problem. We have forex facilities available with us. When you're applying for a loan, you can avail the services, but you can avail the forex services which are available with us. That is not a problem. If the property is 50 lakh rupees, how much loan we can get? See, if the property is for 50 lakh rupees, we do the evaluation. Usually 70 to 80% of the property, the evaluation is considered, given there are no loans or no outstanding amount of loan on that particular property. If I have small amount of personal loan, does it affect my education loan? No, actually, personal loan, if it's a small amount of personal, it doesn't actually affect the education loan. In fact, if you're paying the EMIs properly, I actually strengthens your CIBIL score. Make sure that the loan, there is no outstanding on the loan amount, and the EMIs are paid on time for the personal loan. If there is an outstanding, we do ask you and do request you that please repay the amount, because that if there is a non-payment of this interest part, then there is that it affects the CIBIL score. But actually, if you have a small personal loan going on, you're paying the EMI properly, actually this will strengthen your CIBIL score, and it is a good thing that basically it shows that you are eligible for a loan, you've been paying it on time. If you have, see, we required, when it comes to FD, we required FD with HDFC. If you have FD with any other institutions or banks, you can get transferred to HDFC. Transfer the FD to HDFC, and you'll be eligible for a. We do not require any FDs or something for unsecured loan. The slide was not this visible. We do not require any FDs or something for unsecured loan. Unsecured loan is doesn't require any collateral, so any security. So if you're eligible for an unsecured loan, I mean, you'll get it without any FDs or any other securities required. If I have a loan for 30 lakh rupees, then but I use 15 lakh, on what amount will be the interest charge? Because if the GRE score is not applicable for admission, then what? If the GRE score is not applicable for the admission, we take into consideration the IELTS score or the TOEFL score. But if it is not when it is not applicable, if all these things are not applicable, this comes under the secured loan, and the loan process will be as equal to the loan. The GRE score will not matter at this point of time. See, your sanction letter, if after getting the loan sanction letter plan change or gets cancelled, then there will be any charges. No, there won't be any charges which are applied. The sanction letter, if the plan changes, the sanction letter, as I said, is applicable to for 12 months, and even if your plan changes due to the given circumstances, usually we keep it for just 12 months. But seeing the circumstances, we are also extending it even after 12 months. If your plan is beyond 12 months. From now or the time that you're taking the sanction letter, we will extend it without any additional charges. I haven't taken the loan till now, but my score is -1. Your score is -1 because there is no no loan that you've taken as of now. That's a part. So this is the -1 is something that if you're not taken a loan ever till now in your life, so this is also taken into consideration by us. It doesn't mean that you're not eligible for education loan or something like that. The negative score doesn't mean that you have deferred on payment. The CIBIL score is affected only when you've taken the loan and if there is a non-payment of or irregular payment of EMIs and all, so that won't be affected. This won't be taken into these cases will be taken into consideration by HDFC Credila. Yeah, I have. This is from Mr. Doshi. I've already applied for education loan and paid 1% processing fee. Is it possible for disbursement during this lockdown? Because without disbursement, I cannot apply for the resident permit of Finland. Yeah, please, if you have the mail which is related to this particular part that you mentioned, just send the mail ahead. I'll give you the mail ID. This is the mail ID which you can send it at that is pankaj@hdfccredila.com. Please send the related mail for mail, as you said that you require the disbursement as you cannot apply for the resident permit for Finland. So please do send it to pankaj@hdfccredila.com, or you can call on the same number, and we'll be able to get details. We have to just assess the details first, and then we'll be able to process with the disbursement of it. How much should a co-borrower earn per month for unsecured loan of 25 lakhs? As I said that we look co-borrower financial ability to 40,000, and this is considering multiple co-borrowers as well. And I thank everyone for joining us for the webinar. I also thank Balakeshwar sir for helping us arrange this webinar. Please note down the name and number for Pankaj Mali, and also a toll-free number. If any case, please do get in touch with him. He takes care of all the Pune cases and all the cases for Cubics. Once again, thank you very much. Please stay home, stay safe.